Thinking of winning the lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at a cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about Combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3, Combo 8 and Combo 9 lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Hi, my name is Crystal and welcome to Raraku Recreational Park. Many people come here to have picnics, to have fun, to socialize, to have cookouts right at the Raraku Recreational Park and to even sewing on this thing. It's a very nice place to come, especially on the holidays and when people come back home to visit family. There's something very distinct about Raraku. As soon as you get here, there are a lot of sea grapes and coconut trees, which help to give it this very tropical feel. One of the best things about Raraku is that it has a man-made pool right below here. And the man-made pool is smack in the middle of 2 lovely black sand beaches. Happy 46th Independence and Vincent and the Grenadines from the management and staff of VC3 TV.
You can increase your chances of winning the Super 6 jackpot with a combo play. Remember, Super 6 numbers are from 1 to 28. Choose any 5 Super 6 numbers. That's a combo 5 for $69. Match any 5 of the 6 numbers and you will win the jackpot. Choose 7 Super 6 numbers for $21. Match any 6 of the 7 numbers and win the jackpot. There's more. Combo 8, where you purchase 8 Super 6 numbers for $84. Match any 6 of the 8 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3 and Combo 4 Super 6 plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Hi, my name is Hayden, and welcome to our lovely botanical gardens. The oldest botanical gardens in the Western Hemisphere, which was established in 1765. It is also the home of our national bird, the Amazona gilding. Fun fact, the feathers on it, right, if you look very closely, it represents the colors of our national flag. The vibrant blues, the sandy yellows, right, and the vibrant luscious greens.
Happy 46th Independence St. Vincent and the Grenadines from the management and staff at BC3.
Of World Food Day, with the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Foods for a Better Future. We are gathered here today in the wonderful community of North Union, not only to celebrate and observe World Food Day, but to also share the principle of working hand in hand for better foods for a better future. As you can see, gathered here on the field is stakeholders, corporations, businesses, government bodies, individuals, aspiring farmers and entrepreneurs, all working together to develop better foods for a better future. Please, as we begin, give everybody that's here today a round of applause. We are going to get swiftly in today's program by inviting a gentleman on the stage known as Colville King to give us some opening remarks. He is the Deputy Chief Agriculture Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture. Please give him a round of applause as he comes to the stage.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, the Honorable Soboto Caesar, the FAO National Correspondent, Dr. Colleen Phillips, Coordinator of the Sustainable School Feeding Program, Mrs. Vicklin Millington. I think the Chief Agricultural Officer, Mr. Renato Gomes, is somewhere on his way. Ms. Shikanya Small, Youth Representative and farmer in her own right. I see the connection there. Representative of AICA, Mr. Michael Dalton. Representative of CADI, Mr. Danawa Jackson. Cindy Eugene, ITC representative, that's the International Trade Center. Students who are indeed our future students, future farmers, and future agriculturalists. A special welcome, specially invited guests, members of the media, farmers, fishers, processors, exhibitors, all. It is indeed my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to the culmination of what is the 80th celebration of the annual World Food Day celebrations in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is being celebrated, as Mr. Chairman said earlier, under the theme, Hand in Hand, Better Foods and a Better Future. Just over a year ago, the agricultural sector was devastated by Hurricane Beryl. And in fact, up to $180 million was lost through that hurricane. Since then, the government, agencies, forest users, fishers, farmers, technical service providers have all been working together to ensure that we restore our food security. It's a whole year of really hard work. And we have done so in a really hand-in-hand manner that ensure that we get the kind of success or achieve the kind of successes that we did. We also built back better. Today, it is only fitting that we take a pause from this hard work to celebrate the achievements and to reflect and strategize for the coming year. It caps off a week of genuine collaboration among the big players in the sector, including the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Forestry, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, the Food and Agricultural Organization, CADI, the Farmer Support Company, corporate sponsors, farmers, cooperatives, processors, etc. I want us to put our hands together, and really applaud the hard work that has been achieved or completed the last year and the successes that were achieved. Today's event climaxes with, of course, important speeches that you would hear today, but we would also have some music and dance performances, exhibitions of crops, livestock, agro-processed products, giveaway. We have in registration for the Farm Workers Program, that's also important, and I welcome your participation, your patronage, and most importantly, I encourage your reflection and conversations that would lead to actions. One challenge I want to put out to all of us today. If we all eat an additional $3 worth of local foods, we would contribute to reduce the food import bill to almost zero. Each person, each Vincentian, and the visitors that come eat more local produce to the value of about $3, we would have contributed to reducing or zeroing our food import bill. I'm challenging you with that, and in so doing, I'm challenging farmers to produce, farmers and fishers and processors to produce those foods in a way that is consistently available, but also affordable, that, persons would patronize you. In conclusion, I want to thank each and every one of you today, both exhibitors and visitors to this site, for being here. Your support and participation really makes this celebration truly special. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. King. Well said and well done. We are out here today, and I would like to honor the presence of the Prime Minister as well, who has arrived inside the building. Please give him a round of applause if you don't mind. He'll be joining the podium as well. Just giving him a chance to take a look around and look at all the wonderful things that are happening here today. We're going to have some continuing remarks from Vicklin Millington. Vicklin Millington, the coordinator of SSFP. We're inviting to the stage Vicklin Millington. Anybody see?
These are the things I see right in front of me.
Well, it looks like we have to just locate her. She's probably having some madongo bakes somewhere, Minister. You understand? We're going to move on to Dr. Colleen Phillips, our FAO. Sorry. True. You understand? True. I would get assaulted today, by a squad of GHS students. Yes? Y'all make a big round of applause and some noise for Miss Shakanya Small, our youth in entrepreneurship. I did that on purpose.
Shining on my face again. Grades get me high so I can meditate.
Good afternoon, everyone. We'd like to acknowledge the presence of the Prime Minister, the Dr. Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, the Honorable Saboto Caesar, Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, National Correspondent, Dr. Colleen Phillips, the Coordinator of Sustainable School Feeding Program, Mrs. Vicklin Millington, Chief Agriculture Officer, Renato Gums, Deputy Chief Agriculture Officer, Colville King, other senior agriculture officials, representatives of ICA, CADI, senior public servants, students, special invited guests, and members of the media, and also visitors to the Expo. It is a true honor to stand before you today on this historic occasion as we celebrate World Food Day 2025 under the theme, Hand in Hand for Better Foods and a Better Future. Today is even more special because the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, they celebrate their 80th anniversary. And they are an organization that is always on the forefront of global efforts to ensure that no one goes hungry and to ensure food security worldwide. As a young woman farmer, teacher of agricultural science at the secondary school level, I have the privilege of not only planting seeds in the soil, working with animals, but also cultivating the next crop of future leaders, my students. Every day I see in them curiosity, I see in them creativity as they solve different problems related to agriculture, and I also see the courage that they display when they explore the unknown, that is agriculture, and all the possibilities that exist there for them. And I am reminded that it's not about planting seeds, it's not about dealing with animals, rearing animals, but it's about planting for tomorrow, planting for the future, planting hope. When I enter my classroom, I not only teach about topics relating to animal husbandry or crop production or even value addition, I'm teaching my students resilience, always telling them that they can do hard things. I'm teaching them responsibility when I assign them tasks as it relates to crop production and animal husbandry. And I'm also teaching them how to respect the resources that we are using to sustain us. Agriculture is life. And it is very important for my students, and not only my students, but young people in general, see it as a pathway for them in innovation, empowerment, and prosperity. As a representative of the Poultry Growers Association of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I want to highlight the hard work that our farmers are doing. They are working hard, despite challenges, to provide nutritious, affordable proteins for our nation. Poultry farming, it creates jobs, it supports families, and it contributes to our food security here in St. Vincent. It also shows that when we work hand in hand as poultry farmers, hand in hand with the government, hand in hand with teachers, our youth, and the private sector, that we produce better food for a better future. This year's theme, it reminds us that we cannot achieve food production goals alone. We must unite as communities, we must unite across sectors, and we must unite across borders to get this done. Food security, it's not an issue that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is tackling alone. It is an issue that concerns all of us. It's a people's issue. It is about what we grow. It is about what we eat. It's about how we share our food, and it's about how we take care of the earth that sustains us. For St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as was mentioned previously, we are building resilience. We are building resilience not only to the effects of climate change, we are not only building resilience as it relates to external economic shocks, but we are building resilience to the challenges that affect us in food production as farmers, and we are building resilience for our food systems. Together, we must strengthen our resolve, not only to feed ourselves today, but to ensure that future generations will be fed. Closing. As a young female farmer, a teacher, and a proud Vincentian, I stand committed to this mission. My pledge is to continue inspiring students, empowering farmers, and working hand in hand with all of you to build a food system that is resilient, sustainable, and just. I want all of us to commit here and now to take action so that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and by extension, world over, can truly have better foods and a better future. Thank you.
Y'all can do better than that. Give her some more noise. Give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. Look, it's so good to see so many young people inside the building here today. It shows that, you're not idle, you're not wasting time. And I need to make sure that, we send a message loud and clear that your participation here today is not just to show up, it's not just to participate, but it's to send a message to your peers that idling truly is a sin,
Progress. We know you know nothing with you. If you're not showing no progress, man, we go through life without no stress.
Yes, Bones. You're right on point there. And it's a beautiful day today for progress inside here in SVG. You might be wondering, what is all this happening under the tent? And for the young people who are out there in the audience, all these people here are showing progress. They are signing up for the Canadian farming program to go overseas to work on large farms, to earn income, to bring it back home. Give them a round of applause for making the right step in their journey as farmers and individuals in life, right? We truly got to give thanks to God for life for that.
Well, today is a new day. Give thanks to Lord. All praises to the Lord, me see a farmer.
All right, then. We are going to move on now to, and we'd like to honor the presence of our Chief Agriculture Officer, Mr. Renato Gums. Thank you, sir. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm inviting next on stage one of the ladies of the moment here as well. She is our FAO National Correspondent. That's the Food and Agriculture Organization. And it's none other than Dr. Colleen Phillips. Let's give her a round of applause.
Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Ralph E. Gonsalves, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, the Honorable Sabuto Caesar, our Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Montgomery Daniel, Coordinator of the Sustainable School Feeding Program, Mrs. Vicklin Millington of the Ministry of Education, the Chief Agriculture Officer, Renato Gomes, Deputy Chief Agriculture Officer, Mr. Colville King, Shekania Small, a youth, a female, and an inspiration in agriculture, entrepreneurship, other senior agricultural officers, other senior public servants, special guests. In particular, we have Ms. Cindy Eugene from the ITC, the media. A very wonderful afternoon. And of course, I hail up my fellow sisters, GHS in the house. Hip hip. Yes. Greetings from the Sub-Regional Office of the Caribbean, and in particular from Dr. Renata Clark, the Sub-Regional Coordinator of the Caribbean, FAO. Let me begin by giving thanks to the Almighty God for His goodness and for His mercy. He has granted us not only another day of life, but also the chance to gather here at North Union, at the North Union playing field, to celebrate World Food Day 2025. And of course, the 80th anniversary of the FAO. You know, 80 years is a long time. FAO has been serving food systems since before most of us were even thinking about planting. Before we planted out even the first dasheen or hatched the first chicken, FAO was about. That's proof that God has been faithful to this nation and to farmers alike through every storm and every season. Now, the theme this year is hand in hand for better foods and a better future. Each time I hear that theme, I can't help but think of our Vincentian way. You know, we can do plenty by ourselves, but we can do much, much more when we do things together. After all, even a fisherman needs a boat builder. Yeah? The farmers need a good market woman. Parliamentarians and technocrats, yes. You set the rules of the game. Policies, programs, investments, all of that. It's what we give farmers and fishers, you know, for a fair chance. But let us be honest. No policy ever watered a tomato plant. What matters is that these decisions are made with the people, for the people, and that everyone, woman, youth, the indigenous voice, the child, everybody must have a seat at the table. And that's what I know the Ministry of Agriculture has been doing over the years, ensuring that every single stakeholder is heard. And for that, we congratulate the Ministry of Agriculture. Speaking of tables, we all want that table filled with diverse, affordable, and nutritious food. This is why cooperation among ourselves is so important. You see, food doesn't need a visa. Hunger in one country affects us all. So sharing knowledge, helping the most vulnerable, and responding before crisis gets out of hand, absolutely, charity is necessary. Charity is good common sense, and it's also God's will. And we need to help each other. We need to do things hand in hand. The United Nations family, and especially the FAO, carries a heavy legacy and a bigger responsibility. For 80 years, they've been pushing for the four betters: better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life. Not articulated in those words, but pretty much the principle of what governed the organization. I know it sounds like a sermon. It sounds like a sermon. Girls, does it sound like a sermon? No, it doesn't. But I would say, if it is, and if it does sound like a sermon, the simple message is really that we need not to leave anyone behind. It's not just up to governments and big institutions. Civil societies, Helen's daughters, civil societies must keep the voices of farmers alive. Academia and researchers must keep finding practical, in our case, Vincentian-style solutions that make sense for our soils, our seas, and our people. The private sector, massy stores, must endure our supermarkets, or ensure that our supermarkets aren't just filled with imported tins, but also our own golden apple, breadfruit, and yes, fresh Vincentian poultry. Of course, you, the producers, have to be able to ensure that sustainable supply is upkept. You see, we can't ask the supermarket to sell our produce and not ensure that they're going to get it when they want it. We cannot ensure that Subway is going to serve us our own local lettuce if we don't plant the lettuce. So we got to put our hands into the soil and provide what is necessary for the consumption of Vincentians. And let us not forget, we the people, every one of us, are part of this food story. The choices we make, what we plant, what we cook, even what we throw away, it all shapes our food system. Hunger is not the Creator's plan, and it is not inevitable, but ending it requires all parties to play their part. So today, as we walk through the expo, let us remember this. We can all be change makers. Maybe your action is to support a local farmer. Maybe it might be just to lessen the way we use our food and lessen the way we waste food. Or even just to post right now, post on your X or your Facebook page the fact that this activity is happening. Let us show the world that Vincentians not only love food, we celebrate it, we share it, and we protect it. Friends, the goodness of God is evident in every breadfruit tree, every callaloo leaf, every egg our chickens lay. Let's work hand in hand to ensure that this goodness is not just enjoyed by us today, but by tomorrow's children and the generations to come. Thank you, and may God continue to bless the Vincent and the Grenadines. Happy Independence, everyone.
Y'all good? Y'all feeling good? Y'all feeling good? That's good to hear, boy. I'm really happy to hear that. Listen, we have lots of fun, lots of vibes. I can't wait to get off this stage and start having fun, starting to eat some of that local food that is out there and taking part in them snacks. I'm going to empty probably half a Massey store shelf because, gosh, it's hot and I need some hydration right now. We're going to move on to the next item on our program, which is a cultural package. Hopefully they're here from the Sandy Bay Secondary School. Anybody has seen the Sandy Bay Secondary School inside the building? Anywhere here inside the field?
If you're looking for sweetness to put inside a basket, I am the whole blinking market.
Yes, boy.
Pump for pump, drop every bum down to the ground. Everything fresh in market open.
Well, we go look for them in a little time, and they had something really nice for us.
I am the whole blinking market. And if you're looking for sexy to throw inside a
In the meantime,
basket,
I'm gonna put somebody on the stage. I don't know if he's as exciting as the Sandy Bay Secondary School. I don't know what his cultural package looks like, but we're going to find out. We're gonna invite on the stage none other than Renato Gums, our Chief Agricultural Officer.
Honorable Montgomery Daniel, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Transport, Ital. Honorable Sabato Caesar, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labour. Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Colville King. National Correspondent Dr. Colleen Phillips. That's correspondent of FAO. And Shakanya Small, a youth very much involved in agriculture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I must recognize the technical specialist for ICA, Michael Dalton. Country team leader, Okadi, Donovan Jackson, members of staff, senior technical personnel, everyone present, students especially. Let me first of all welcome you to this event and just say I'm happy to be here this afternoon. I'm very impressed at the turnout. I'm exceeding my expectations, I must admit. And I want to thank everyone for being present here today. I will be pretty brief because I've been late, so I will not indulge myself in any long speech. Just to say, the FAO is celebrating its 80th anniversary this year. It was established in 1945. And the primary objective was to fight hunger, and it remains the objective up to today. This country has made significant strides in reducing poverty, but the Spaniards will say, la lucha continua, the struggle continues. We have to continue with that effort to continue to reduce poverty and ensure that each and every one has a meal each day. Well, I'm a one man who don't encourage people to eat 3 times a day, I must admit it, because I feel it's not too healthy. But just to say though, when I see the youth sit here before me today, I tend to reflect when I was that age, because I'm pretty much over the hill now. And sometimes I ask myself, what is life going to be like when they get to my age? And one of the things that always concern me is what we refer to as biodiversity conservation. There's something that was very popular in my day. We see jar plum, damsel, Dunks plum. And I sat and hear somebody in the 40s trying to identify Dunks plum. And I say we're in a very sad state. And it's to me, it's an indictment on me also. And we have to get children to appreciate that these things are part of us in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And these are things with a rapid expanding tourism sector. Some of these things we can use them to make juice for the tourists, and we ourselves will enjoy it. So some of these things, I think we have to get back to the basics. And it's something we have to do now. And as I speak, I see Mr. Dalton shake his head, because it's a fact. And one of the things I want to mention finally before I go that we must take note of is climate change. I was in the market some time ago and I was asking a couple of the vendors, how come I'm not seeing tomato? They were telling me even though it's in the rainy season, they're getting many dry days and it's killing them. And it brings me back to the whole issue of climate change, but not just climate change, water storage and having water available to farm when we don't have the rains falling. So I must admit, I want to thank you all to be here, but I must say we have a lot of work to do. Colville, team, we have a lot, and you have a very pushy minister, very energetic, which I enjoy working with a lot. So I want to thank everyone here today and look forward to having a wonderful World Food Day celebration.
Boy. One team inside here, it's many different businesses, many different people, many different reps, but one team to put all this wonderful work together. We're going to ask students to remain in their seats and take their seats because we're going to get into our next part of the program, all right? So all students that are standing, there are some vacant seats there that you can occupy. I am now going to invite on the stage the man in the moment, a man who is the son of this constituency, as a matter of fact. Just down the road, not true? Just down the road. Born and raised, came through these streets, walked up these streets, hitch ride, thumb out. You used to use a thumb or you used to wave like so? I used to show them, that's it, that's the way, to get a vehicle to go to school, you understand? It's none other than your Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries and Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, none other than the Honorable Saboto Caesar.
Thank you very much. Dr. the Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Deputy Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Chief Agriculture Officer, Deputy Chief Agriculture Officer, and members of staff of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor, the representative from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, and all other international and regional organizations here. Now I want to recognize Cindy Eugene from the government and people of St. Lucia here working in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the teachers, and I want us to give a special round of applause to the students who are here from close to 20-something different schools across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are here because of the farmers, and I know that there are some fishers here as well, the agro-processors. Let us also give them a special round of applause this afternoon. I am indeed happy to be here to celebrate World Food Day 2025. And last week, I had the honor of visiting several secondary schools in and around Kingstown, because there is a revolution taking place in our country where, under the watch of this government, we are ensuring that agriculture science will be taught in every secondary school in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I want to recognize and to single out Safia Horn for the excellent work that she's doing at the Zero Hunger Trust Fund. I am aware that there are some students who are here who are saying, well, the Minister of Agriculture, he added an extra subject. And sometimes if you're already doing your physics, your chemistry, your biology, your geography and your history, your math and your English lit, you're saying to yourself, well, he's adding now agriculture science. But I want to encourage all the students of Form 4, students of Form 5, that you have a very important role to play in not only feeding our region, but also feeding our world. It is my mantra that we must have food and nutrition security in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Food must always be available, food must be affordable, and food must be accessible. And today, as we celebrate World Food Day 2025, we are celebrating the hard work of our farmers who wake up in the morning, sometimes before 4 in the morning, who will journey up the hills, across the valleys of this country, to plant, to take care of their crops, and also to harvest so that we can have food in our local markets, exported to the region, and also extra regionally. We are witnessing here today, and I got the count a while ago, over 350 young persons came, and some are still here, registering for the Canadian Farm Workers Program. And I want you to give a round of applause for the work that we are doing here today. And I know some persons may ask, well, how come we're celebrating that they're registering for the Canadian Farm Workers Program? But I want to explain what is happening. The world is a global village. And Canada has an excellent program where the young people of the OECS can participate in this program to sharpen their human resource capacity so that they can return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and bring the technology that they witnessed there in Canada to bear right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Under this government, we are seeing a significant increase in the hotel rooms in this country. Under this government, we have witnessed the opening of the Argyle International Airport. And let us welcome the Honorable Prime Minister to the stage.
Last ball of the innings. And he's put it away. Oh, has he? Yes, into the ground. 6 sixes in an over.
Licks. Nobody can bowl me.
And I remember when we constructed the Argyle International Airport, the Prime Minister said, build it and they will come. When the Honorable Prime Minister said they will come, it was a message to the farmers and to the fishers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that we have to produce more food so that when we have the airlines coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines from London, from Miami, from New York, from Charlotte, that those persons can put the pot on the fire, that they will get locally produced food. And I want to thank the farmers and the fishers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for reporting to duty. Today, we celebrate World Food Day, and as a nation, we are also celebrating the registration of the Eastern Caribbean Food Traders Limited. As we move from the period of the height of the banana industry and we establish a diversification program in this country that is benefiting our farmers under this administration, we are at a stage where we are repairing the buying depots throughout our country. The buying depots in Landy Park, in Lauders, in Belmont, and in Lacroix, very early in 2026, will be opened so that they can purchase the produce from the farmers, make a timely payment to the farmers, and that company will sell that produce to the hotels, the guest houses, the yachties in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so that we can marry the hard work and dedication of our farmers with the work that we are doing in the tourism sector.
If you're looking for sweetness to put inside a basket, I am the whole blinking market.
I remember when we had the eruptions of La Soufrière. The calls came in from Barbados to the farmers in Sans Souci and Diamonds and in Lauders and Lomans, in Congo Valley and Sandy Bay. and in Coles Hill throughout our country, that we know that this suffer erupted in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but you still have to send food for us in Barbados. And even though you had ash on some of the plantains and ash on some of the bananas, the farmers took them and washed the ashes off and exported in the height of a natural disaster. We are speaking about the resilience and the hard work of our farmers. And even though we continue to battle with the challenges of climate change, and a few years ago, we had the worst drought that we had in 50 years. What our farmers did, they came to the Ministry of Agriculture, they worked with the extension staff, the Minister of Finance provided the support, and I want to recognize the hard work of the Minister of Finance of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. After every natural disaster in our country, he continues to ensure that we support our farmers and our fishermen.
Solid as a rock, solid as a, solid as a, yeah. Solid as a rock, solid as a. Whoa.
And I could remember October the 30th, 2010, when we were struck by Hurricane Thomas. Our farmers did not give up. They went into their fields, they saw the damage, and they replanted. And last year, for the farmers who were affected by burial and the fisher folk throughout our country, they received the support, whether they received the cards for income support, or they received millions of dollars in production support, or they received the $27 million support under the UBEC program, or the Morocco fertilizer, or the fertilizer that came from different countries. This government will love our farmers, we love our fishers, and we will continue to give the support. Not only are we seeing an excellent partnership and a bond between the Ministry of Agriculture, the Eastern Caribbean Food Traders Company, recently formed, but I want to recognize the hard work of the Agriculture Input Warehouse in our country. Whenever there's a natural disaster, we can go as a government to the Agriculture Input Warehouse because they have quality products and they sell it at a subsidized price. In fact, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have the cheapest fertilizer you could find anywhere in the OECS, thanks to the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Agriculture Input Warehouse. The Farmer Support Company will continue to provide the support needed for our farmers, ensuring that you have your farmer's ID on time. And over the next few weeks, we are going to launch the farmer's ID for the backyard farmers. It is the law that you should not be selling agriculture produce unless you have a valid farmer's ID. And I always tell this story that sometimes we do not spend enough time speaking about the contribution being made by the backyard farmers. As a young student going to the St. Martin's Secondary School, I can still remember that cherry tree in my backyard where I will fill a mighty foam bucket on a morning, drop it off to the supermarket so that I could get the money to buy lunch and to pay the vans at the end of the month. I want to recognize all the backyard farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who continue to add to food and nutrition security. We have the presence here of the Arrowroot Association. And if you visit Orange Hill, you would notice that the factory shell is completed. And in 2026, we are going to open here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines a modern starch factory, again adding to the portfolio of diversification in our country. And as I address that issue, I also want to spend a moment in honor and to pay respects on the passing of the former representative of this constituency. And I want us to stand for a minute of silence to recognize a former representative who has gone on to the great beyond, Selman Walters. Thank you very much. I want to close as I started. A word to the young people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You are living in a country of many, many, many opportunities because of the hard work and dedication of this government. When you go to school, I want you to pay due care and attention so that you can harness the information and the knowledge offered to you. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines that you are developing in is one with an international airport. It is a St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is witnessing the expansion of a seaport. It is a St. Vincent and the Grenadines that is spending significant sums on the education revolution, ensuring that no child is left behind. And it is a St. Vincent and the Grenadines where you have a people-centered government working for you. As we celebrate World Food Day 2025, let us stand united to the cause of food and nutrition security. Let us work to reduce the food import bill, and let us lift St. Vincent and the Grenadines higher. Thank you very much, and let us continue to be prosperous.
Well, today is a new day. Give thanks to life. All praises to the Lord, me safe and me sanctified. Nah, make them stress me. Me a wall of vibe. With red boom, TJ and moon in my bonafide. And the Lord is around us. In blessings surround us. Me not care who like me.
Thank you, Bones. Thank you. Why, Minister, I was paying attention so much I almost forgot that I had a duty to do here today. Yes? I'm not even joking. I was fully attentive. I was. Yes. Next on stage, ladies and gentlemen. What do I say that I haven't said already? And what do you know that you do not know already? But listen, we are at a pivotal moment in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And anybody who's paying attention to the past 5 years of our life, it hasn't been easy. We've gone through COVID-19, a worldwide pandemic that sounds short in a sentence, COVID-19. But do you remember that every club, every business, every place of gathering, every supermarket, every place where fishers could have gone ashore was shut down worldwide. It was one of the greatest economic collapses, and you need to remember. We also need to remember that during that period, we had to deal with the struggles of an impending eruption of soufre. We had to deal with a drought that affected our farmers and their economic viability, not only here but abroad, with their trading partners in the region who began to get upper ground on them because they could not deliver. The person and the leader that has guided you through those times is none other than the gentleman sitting here, and he deserves a big round of applause. Make some noise for the Honorable Dr. Ralph E. Gonzalez.
6 runs for 1 ball.
Red button, red button. Last ball of the
Red
inning.
button, red button.
And he's put it away. Oh, has he? Yes, into the ground. 6 sixes and an over.
Licks. Nobody can bowl me. Nobody can bowl me out.
Mr. Chairman, Cabinet colleagues, the leadership of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and Rural Transformation, the farmers who are here, those who are displaying their products, the agro-processors, the students, and all citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and especially invited guests from overseas. I'm happy to be here on this very important day, World Food Day. I was telling Sabi that when we have World Food Day in the countryside, it looks bigger and better than we have it in Tong. That's just an observation. I'm not saying he must have it in Tong at all. This day is also important for 2 other reasons. For our national and regional purpose. The World Food Day is national and global. On October the 16th, 1994, 31 years ago, the Unity Labour Party was founded, was established. So today is our birthday. And I want to say that I enjoy the planting chips on my birthday, my party's birthday. I enjoy eating Brother David Barnwell fruit. Is what they call, that one has 5 stars. Carambola, it got 5 stars. We have to get one with 6 stars. And of course, I love the boiled corn and the dry coconut. I buy some dry coconut, I bust one on a stone. I asked for a knife, and I got a long knife. And they were worried that I could cut my hand. But what they don't understand is this. I born and bred in country, and it's in my blood. And if you're using a long knife to dig out coconut, the trick is this, is to bring this finger, you hold the handle, you bring this finger on the spine so that you can guide it. If the knife is shorter, you only hold the handle. You're smiling, you know the skill, I just say so just in case a tongue man decide he's going to do the same like what the comrade do. So advising you, how to apply the technology. If you don't, you cut your finger. And of course, Sabi, I saw a lady there selling cocoa breadfruit. But I want to say the best cocoa breadfruit in the whole of St. Vincent and Grenadines is in Gracefield. So you have to go Gracefield for the best cocoa breadfruit. Gomri, you agree with that? You see, that was once upon a time. Which one better now? Over the river? You have the star of 2025 over the river, Grace Walters. You want the best cocoa bread over there too? Let me have something good now. And then there is the punch of cream. So I'm laden with goodies going back. I bought a roast breadfruit, and I say, what is avocado? But somebody who clearly is more connected with fisheries say, all you need now is a saltfish. I say, no. I want my roast breadfruit with zabuka. That's what I want. I eat in Ital today. It's wonderful to see so many products. I haven't come through here. I would look at you before I leave. Yes, I know. I have to pass. Those of you who have the flour products, I will buy for the security, but I myself not going to eat it, because if you notice, over the last few months, I'm losing some pounds because I have a heavyweight championship fight later this year, and I want to be in good shape. So when I punch a man and I ask him what's my name, and he doesn't answer me once, he doesn't answer me twice, when I punch him the third time, he will say, of course, you are the 6-star general, you're the world boss.
Nobody can hold me. Nobody can.
I love you too, girl. When I see you good day, where you live? You live where? You live Diamond? All right. Better than a fireman? Better than Skinny? Better than Luther? What more Comrade Ralph must do?
What more Comrade Ralph must do? He built the low-income houses, send back poor people children to school. He built the rubber.
You're doing well, girl. You're doing well. You're doing well. You're doing well. You're doing well. All you have to go now in the studio and do the mixing. But yeah. But you got Sabi name in it too. You got to put Sabi name in it too. But how Diamond Woman pretty so? Oh, Heavenly Father. Well, you have to talk. Before you massage me, you got to talk to Archbishop Jones, Johnny. Because he does knight me every election. Oh, Heavenly Father. I will bring Eloise when you anoint me. All right. All right. The third importance of the day, the anniversary. 57 years ago, when I was 22 years old, I led a very large protest. They said the largest protest since the anti-colonial uprisings in 1938 in Jamaica, when they had banned Walter Rodney in 1968 from returning to Jamaica to teach at the university. On that day, I was beaten and tear gassed by the military and the police, all of us, in Jamaica. And I decided on October the 16th, 1968, 57 years ago, that I'm going to put my bucket down among the people. And I keep it there up to now. Praise be to God. So when I tell you I'm an ancient warrior, and my back broad, and if you lick me up, and you toss me down, I get up right back. I'm a hard man for that. Now, World Food Day. Food. The good Lord says, man shall not live by bread alone. And you have to live by the word of the Lord. But notice, he says you mustn't live by bread alone, but you have to live by bread too. So we need food to survive. And the statistics will show that when we came to office in 2001, there was indigence, that is dirt, poor poverty of 26% of the population. You had undernourishment of 25% of the population. In 2012, Sabota Caesar and I went to Rome. The Food and Agricultural Organization had an award for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We had reduced indigence from 26% to under 3%. And we had reduced undernourishment from 25% also to under 5%. Unemployment then in 2001 was nearly 22% of the population. Today is under 10% because of all the economic activity that Sabota has been talking to you about and how we have put this country on a path for a modern, competitive, many-sided, post-colonial economy, which is national, regional, and global. And in that, education, science and technology, infrastructure, health facilities, housing, sports, culture, all of these things, sea defense, river defense, all of these matters have put us on a foundation where the United Nations Development Program has just put out their 2025 Human Development Index. And we are in the top tier of the high level of human development. Now, we have the basis, therefore, over the next 15 years. That's Bishai. Welcome, comrade. There's nothing nicer than when a prodigal son returns. You hear me, comrade? I love you very much. You understand what I mean? Comrade, when you see the high level of development which we have accomplished over the last 25 years, we have the basis for carrying us over the next 15 years to develop St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a first world nation of a special type in the tropics in our Caribbean. You remember, so far today, I talked to you about two things. Labor is working for all. I took you back, I bring it to the present. But I ain't leave you there. I'm telling you to own your future, and that's where we're carrying you to a first world nation within 15 years. I may not get there with you because I don't know what the good Lord has in store for me, whether I will make it to 94 years. But one thing is sure, if I don't get there with you, I would glimpse that promised land. And all I ask Almighty God to do for me and with me, not to let me leave behind any unfinished task. So, this World Food Day 2025 is the last one before we go to a democratic exercise. And you have to look at those who have brought you this far and those whom you can trust to take you safely home. You have to look at those who are hard and smart at work and those who are lazy, those who have no ideas. And when they produce anything, you wonder what they're producing is not the current day equivalent of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Essentially meaning doom, pestilence, and hardship, and famine, and sword and death. Yes. John of Patmos in the book of Revelation. You have to be careful with them. And you have to own your future. And what we are talking about here today is owning your future, not selling out your future. That's where the demarcation is. Those of us who want to own the future and those who want to sell out your future. This choice is very clear as we go forward. Good afternoon, my comrade. Good afternoon. God bless you. God bless you. Now, there are persons who want to look forward to the past. There are those who will tell you, and sometimes you see they write it, and they talk it from the opposition platform. I'm not talking politics, I'm talking policy. They're looking forward to the past. And they tell you in the past in agriculture, they will bring back bananas. No, John Compton had said that in 2006. Within a year, he was dead. You can't change the marketplace. The fact of the matter, we had bananas high up. For instance, in the year 1992, we sold $120 million worth of bananas. Today, that will worth about $300 million. But that gone because the market preference is gone when Britain entered the single market and economy on January the 1st, 1993. So we had to, when we came to office, we had to shift the nature of the economy. And part of the foundation was the education revolution part. Another part was infrastructure, airport, clinics, hospitals, the port, modern medical, the housing program, the sports and cultural facilities, and so on and so forth. You had to do that, yet at the same time, those who are dislocated, we had to take care of them and provide other opportunities in the transition. It's an amazing job that we have done together over the last 25 years. We can't throw that away. We can't take the risks of those who are bent on selling out the future and who want to look forward to the past. Our root had its day as a major export crop. Still has its place. Bananas had its heyday as a major export crop. Still, we have need for bananas because it's a nice fruit. We have to eat it locally. And we got to bring the tourists here and sell the bananas to the tourists. Because what happened in the hotels? Because you go to Trinidad and Barbados, They want you planting. Those who know the sweetness of our banana, they go want it, but they're buying the bananas from Costa Rica and from Ecuador. You need to understand that. So the agriculture which we have had to do is to have different types of agriculture, particularly on a small scale. That's why we had to use the greenhouses technology. We had to go in fruits and vegetables. We have to go in ground provisions. We had to go in spices. We had to go in medical cannabis. Because remember this, the root crop and the sugar were largely plantation crops. They are the ones who are the factories. Except for that Andrade cooperative factory for small farmers in Park Hill. But that was a small factory compared to the others. You're talking to a man who knows these things like a back of his hand. And just as my video says, the one which you see, my eyes have seen a lot. These eyes which are watching you today, these eyes have seen a lot. And there's a lot of wisdom in these eyes. And this wisdom helps to make better judgment. And the wisdom arises from an understanding. An understanding is meshed with experience. You don't throw that away. You can't buy leadership like how you buy Kellogg's cornflakes on the shelf. You can't do that. Someone want to tell you that. Can't do that at all. You have to watch it. And just like in the book of Chronicles, one of the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel, Issachar, you know what they said about him? He knew the times and he acted accordingly. So you have to know the times and you have to act accordingly. So what you see around here with the multiplicity of different crops, fruits, vegetables, and people making a living, and the agro-processing, and you have duty-free concessions for all what you require for agro-processing, all the equipment, all the spare parts, everything. And we have Prime to help you. All of these things. You know, it's amazing. I see the other side, say they go set up a bank to lend the farmers money and to lend small businesses. Well, we have the Farmer Support Company where we have lent millions of dollars already. When they were in office in 2000, they started a national bank. It was capitalized with only $5 million. And they brought over all the bad debt, them from Development Corporation. The bank was still born because the liabilities were more than the assets. And nowadays, well, what we do too, we have Prime. You could get up to $40,000. Not loan, you know, grant. When them talk, them think, fool talk, but fool listen. The guy rely on me to deconstruct it for you. But you all got to put on your thinking cap too. You know, for those who say that all those multiplicity of different commodities can't make up, the truth of the matter, today, agricultural output measured in dollars is more than it was in the heyday of bananas, even if you take account of the fact for inflation. And you know what? There was a time when we couldn't sell sugar to Europe or sell our root starch to America in the 1940s. You know what does it mean, crops? The main crops are yam, dashin, tanya, edo, zabuka, coconut, ginger. During the war, we sold them mainly to Trinidad and to Barbados and other neighboring countries which didn't have as much as we had. You see, to understand it, to understand how the whole thing runs, you have to ask your mother and your father, your grandmother and your grandfather, and you have to ask your daughter and your son. And the purpose of that is to make a whole daughter and a whole son of understanding how the whole thing runs. Not a perfect daughter, not a perfect son, a whole one. One is not broken. One which says, I'm not better than anybody, but nobody better than us. Now you see these students here? Every single one of you, once you want to, you're going community college and you're going university. In August alone, is over 3,000 scholarships we gave. August alone. In 2001, there were 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear me? I have to tell them, girl, I had to shake the mountain. I had to shake the mountain, girl. But that's the point. When we came to office, you had only 4 out of every 10, 12-year-olds at secondary school. I wonder if you all know that it's only since 2005, September, that every 12-year-old goes to secondary school. You come and you meet it good, and I'm making it better for you. You see the bag under my eye? Those bags are for you. And I wear those bags. I wear those bags as badges of honor. A beautiful woman last night, I went to the netball. I see she was doing GI. So I say, you wink in your eye, you give me sweet eye, you give me bad eye. She said, I give you sweet eye, I love the bags under your eye. I said, thank you very much, girl. The old man still getting sweet eye, you know. The bags under the eye, girl. You know, don't choke and kill yourself there, you know. As you're choking there. And every time we said we're going to do something, and the distance is far away. They say, but he's a crazy man. He's going to be alive till then? How you know it's going to happen in 2030? Because in 2005, when we had every child in secondary school, I say by 2030, we'll have a college or university graduate on an average per household by 2030. And we're on target for that. They said, where you going? You're one-term papa. You can't be there going up to 2030. Well, they know 25 years. And the Unity Labour Party looking to go to 30 years and beyond. Listen to me. Don't take risk, you know. Don't take no chance. If you want a chance, I fix up the lotto good. You could take chances by lotto, but don't take any chances in the ballot box. You hear me? I hope you're listening well. Go down by Sealy, by the National Lottery, and buy a lotto ticket. But when you go to the polling booth, take no chance. Politics is not about serendipity. I use that word for the children here. Look it up, serendipity. Look it up on the laptop, which the comrade just gave you. In Form 5. Look it up on the laptop, which the comrade just gave you. Serendipity is a big word meaning chance, but it come off the tongue sweeter. Serendipity. Not by chance, but by plan. You put a little oil in your lamp and you keep it burning. Put a little oil in your lamp, keep it burning. Put a little oil in your lamp, I say. Put a little oil in your lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. You have to plan. And you have to have vision. And you have to own your future. I'm putting the issues clearly for you. And in that is feeding our people more and more. And when we feed in our people, we make sure we eat better. We have the basis to move to a first world country. And the young people will help us with that because we move in with artificial intelligence. It has its downsides, but we take care of it with its upsides. And in this area, we have Saboto Schofield Caesar. Let me hear that again. Saboto now. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. The children have to go home. The van had to catch them. God bless you.
Y'all make some noise for the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Ralph E. Gonsalves.
And he's put it away. Oh, has he? Yes, into the ground. 6 sixes in it over.
Licks. Nobody can hold me. Nobody can hold me out. Nobody can hold me. Nobody can hold me out. If they tearing up in 6 runs, over mid wicket 6 runs, over mid half 6 runs,
Listen, we've been having a wonderful day, a fun day outside here. It's been amazing. We're gonna do a little bit of a handing over, right, by the FAO of our school gardening manual. I have them right here. Could I take one? All right, good. This is what we call a practical guide to school gardening. I'm moving like an artist. I go in on the speaker box, right? A practical guide to school gardening. Experiences from establishing vegetable gardens in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So we're going to be doing a handing over of these books by the FAO, and I'm going to call on Dr. Colleen Phillips to say some words.
Thank you, thank you. We want to use this opportunity to hand over a piece of work that was really done by a group of talented, dedicated, passionate people. We have Mr. Michael Dalton from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, who wrote the manual as a technical specialist. We have Mr. Marcus Richards, who was the technical review officer, which he's our senior agriculture officer of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor. Ms. Laura Anthony Brown, our editorial supervisor. She, of course, was the coordinator at the time of a project that was carried by Mexico CARICOM and the FAO initiative. And of course, photos by Mr. Dalton of ICA, Ms. Catherine Bonity John, Rohania Richards, and of course, other sources. Today we want to use the opportunity to continue to promote what we do in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is teach our children to grow their food. And with that, I want to call to the podium, to the stage, Miss Sophia Hornbeek and Miss Carol Thompson Fergus to hand over these practical guide to school gardening. Your work is seen and appreciated, and we want to encourage what you do even further by giving you the tool in a form of a manual to present to each school that you work with. So please, Miss Fergus, Miss Beek.
All of the innings. And he's put it away. Oh, has he? Yes, into the ground. 6 sixes in it over.
Licks. Nobody can hold me. Nobody can hold me out. Nobody can hold me. Nobody can hold me out. If they tearing up in 6 runs, over mid wicket 6 runs, over mid half 6 runs, over the gully 6 runs, over mid half 6 runs, over long half 6 runs, over 4 6 runs.
Red button.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been wonderful hosts here today. The day isn't over. The day is not over, all right? As you can see, P and myself, they're holding the vibes, Lyman. I coming straight to Massey Store, so fell, I need things out that fridge. You just relax yourself. Leanne, do the right thing. I need some golden apple juice, please. I need some passion fruit juice, please, out of the Massey Store's fridge. Yes? We're going to do a vote of thanks here just now. Good afternoon, my brother. I see you're watching intensively. You know, I'm going to get this together as I look for things. I must remind everybody, you know, your destiny is very key on you focusing, and as the Prime Minister said, owning your future. These are key times for you to stay in your lane, for you to focus and keep on course. As we go down to the end of this program, I'm going to invite on stage none other than Miss Charlene Garrick, the General Manager of the Farmer Support Company, to give us a vote of thanks.
Me own alien, na me own alien, so no boy can't style me. Na me own alien, yeah.
Dr. Honorable Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Montgomery Daniel. Honorable Saboto Caesar, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, Fishery, Rural Transformation, Industry and Labor. Chief Agricultural Officer, Mr. Renato Gums, Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer, Colville King. Shanika Small, Youth in Agripreneurship. Vicklin Millington, Coordinator, SSFP. Dr. Colleen Phillips, the FAO National Correspondent. Sophia Hornbeek, CEO, Zero Hunger Trust Fund. All our invited guests, our participants are welcome this afternoon. And I would like to say, as we celebrate the World Food Day today, I want to say a special thanks to all those who came out. Today on World Food Day, we celebrate the tireless efforts of farmers, fishermen, backyard gardeners, and agri-processors who work diligently to feed our communities. These unsung heroes are the backbone of our food systems, and their contributions are invaluable. Farmers cultivate the land, plant seeds, and nurture crops in challenging conditions. Fishermen brave unpredictable weather to bring fresh seafood to our tables. Backyard gardeners grow fresh produce for their families and communities. Agro-processors transform raw ingredients into nutritious food, making it accessible to all. Their hard work, dedication, and passion ensure that we have food on our plates. Let's appreciate their contributions and say a heartfelt thank you to all the farmers, fishermen, backyard gardeners, and agri-processors. Thank you for your displays and for making this event a success. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations has supported these efforts for the past 80 years, working tirelessly to reduce hunger, poverty, and malnutrition worldwide. I'd like to build on what Dr. Phillips' said in her speech and thank the FAO for their crucial work in promoting sustainable agriculture, improving food security, and supporting small-scale farmers. Thank you, Dr. Colleen Phillips, the FAO National Correspondent, and the representatives from the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. I also extend gratitude to the World Food Day Committee, the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fishery, Rural Transformation, Industry, and Labor. They toiled late last night and early this morning to make sure that this event is a success. And I must say it's well organized. The tents are there, everybody is comfortable, and everybody is well pleased with the turnout of this event. They worked tirelessly to make sure all logistics was in place for the opening at 10 a.m. this morning. I would also like to say thanks to the staff of the Farmer Support Company, the Zero Hunger Trust Fund, the students from various primary and secondary schools that made it here today, other agricultural entities, the media, and the well-wishers for your work and your dedication. As we continue to celebrate World Food Day under the theme, Hand in Hand for a Better Food and a Better Future, let's work together to create a world where everyone has access to nutritious food and a dignified livelihood. Thank you again to everyone for coming out, and thank you for participating in this event and making it a success and a memorable event for 2025.
Thank you so much, Charlene Garrick. That was so wonderful. Listen, this is not the end of this, right? We have some good news. We will be taking this activity to Beckway very, very soon. So stay tuned to your radio station, social media, everywhere. We'll be heading to Beckway with this Farmer Agri-Expo. So all our agro processors that are on the ground here now, yes, we're going down to Beckway, boy. Kids, there's also a poster competition that could help you win some amazing prizes. So just go on the FAO's website, find out the criteria, and make sure you get to that. It's also on the Zero Hunger website, not true. Go on the Zero Hunger website, wake up your creative skills, and do something nice, all right? My name is Alex Barlow, a.k.a. Kubi, and we are out. Let's have a good time inside here today.
Ghana is real thing, yo voltage, yo boxer. Give me shot at a speed day. Energy so no sleeping. The energy. But them get up. But them get up, get up. But them get up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. No sleeping, no sleep. No sleeping, no sleep. You know what I mean, me boy. Party time, get up, get up. You know what I mean? Party time, get up, get up. Nah, free junk. Let's go. Sweetest at a junk does free. Come in the party, it took me about 50 seconds before me could spot me friend. He alone had a battle of petrol, asking if me depend it. Always asking me stupidness. Mary had a little and my mommy had a rum dog. Come like 10 tower go up with the glass, the alcohol of me moving dog. 84.5, but them kind of speed it does make you crash. I could give a tutorial how to handle it if the rum was cast. 750 I'm not size double charge. Hello, shadow your brakes. You must think I'm a little boy. I will go ahead. I say nobody could stop this arcade. Them no say me fully guns outside with me jiggy friend a junk.
Yeah,
I just take another shot. Say I'm not gonna play. 6 runs down one bar. You hear that? You know what I mean, me boy? You know what I mean? Nah, free junk. Let me go.